Coming to you live from the city of, well, we're in Dallas, but
coming to you live from the city of Houston, Atlanta, Vegas.
Drake, YOLO. Anyways, hello everybody, my name is Tiffany. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me today for another video. Today I want to talk about another question that, you know, people be throwing at me. People be talking to me. They're like, hey Tiffany, what about this? Hey Tiffany, what about this? Hey Tiffany, my life. And I'm like, my life. So a lot of people ask me when to apply for jobs. Dun dun dun. And it's crazy how many people will literally, like in person, you know, whether it's at a meetup or whether it's like online on the interwebs, and people are just like, when can I apply to a job? And it's funny, but it's not funny. And I believe I went into this in another video about just like fear and like you setting yourself back. But this is mainly about when you apply for jobs, but a lot of that has to do with it. And for me, when I felt like I should apply for jobs, it was a decision that I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna go for it. And I know that not everyone has that mentality. Not everyone's just like, I'm just gonna do the thing. Some people are like, no, I need to know what's the timeline, what, you know, should be on my resume, what kind of projects should I have already had, stuff like that. And those are definitely good things. They're good questions that I should probably answer for you in another video. But at the same time, a lot of knowing when to apply has to do with that confidence within yourself. And so I find this a lot with underrepresented communities in tech. A lot of times, like people of color and women of all different ethnicities, just they have trouble like knowing when to apply. And then beyond that, it's also just like, I want to apply, but this job says like 4 years of experience. I'm fairly entry level, like, should I do it? And I had a whole long list of videos, and I'll link them below here. And what they are is me going over resumes. What they are me going over job descriptions and saying, hey, would I apply to this job? And during that process, I'm saying I'm giving you all types of information. So if you're interested in like what types of job descriptions you need, go and I'll like I said, I'll link that below, and I'll definitely make that available to you. But for right now, what I want you to know is that you can apply when you feel ready. Not the answer you were hoping for, was it? I know. A lot of people, they're just like, oh my gosh, that doesn't tell me anything. And it's not supposed to. I can't tell you when to apply. I'm sorry. I'm not going to. Because everyone does things in their own due time. And I'm not going to put an expiration date or a date that's saying in the future, this is what you need to do, or this is the day that you need to apply. And when you magically have figured everything out, now apply. No, don't do that. Please don't do that. Don't wait until you figured everything out to apply. No, that's not what I'm saying here. What I am saying is that you really, really need to sit down with yourself. Sit with yourself and look at what's out there in your area. Okay, I'm not saying spend like 20 hours on top of going to work doing this. No, I'm saying like take 30 minutes and like look at some jobs and be like, oh, look at it. And I'm not saying 30 minutes continuously either. You could spread these minutes out however much you like, okay? You spend some time, however much time you have available to yourself, and you say, hey, here's the jobs available in my area. Here's what they're asking for. Can I meet that need? And if you feel like you have enough skill to meet that need, then I say go for it. Now, here's the problem with telling you that advice. It's a plot twist, if you will. The plot twist is that let's just, I'm just going to throw it out there. You're not going to do it, right? You're going to start second guessing yourself. You're going to be like, well, this job calls for this amount of experience, like I just told you about. And then you're going to be like, you're going to talk yourself out of applying is what you're going to do. So please don't like make your life choice based on this research that you're accumulating, okay? Don't do that, okay? What I'm telling you is that you have to find that out for yourself. So, besides going and looking at job descriptions and seeing what you need, another thing that I do recommend, and I say my general thought is when someone asks me, when should I apply for jobs? I say, as soon as you can, okay? As soon as you can. Do it now, right? Now, if you don't got no experience and you're like, yeah, I was just thinking about coding, and so I was like, yeah, let me apply to this job. No, don't do that. So what I mean is, you've been studying, maybe you've been teaching yourself some things. Maybe you have joined some meetup groups. Maybe you're in some Slack channels and you're getting some good advice and you're going. You have at least 2 projects. You know, you're like, oh, I'm doing this coding thing. Look at me, I created a website. Look at that. Now, it doesn't really function very well, but hey, it's here, it's there. To that, I would say, hey, continue to make things, but start applying, right? And so a lot of people think, oh, I just apply and then I'm done learning. I'm done with my portfolio. Don't. Do not do that. My best advice right now around this subject matter is do not stop building. Don't stop learning. Find someone you can teach. Do all of those things, because all of that together is going to help you get that job that you're looking for. So I know I'm throwing a lot at you. I'm kind of going in different directions, and I'm talking about a lot of things in a small amount of time. But the main thing that you need to understand is you need some kind of experience. And I'm not saying, well, let me go find an internship and then I'll start doing stuff. Let me go find an apprenticeship working under a senior developer. That's not a bad idea, actually. But my point is, a lot of times, if you're just getting into the industry, that kind of stuff isn't accessible to you, especially if you're trying to get an internship and it's not through college. Like, if you're just out there, you just out there in them streets and you just trying to get a job. You see what I'm saying? Like, that is not going to be your best bet, more than most likely. But it also depends on where you live, your area, those types of things, what opportunities are available, which is why I said to go research first, because there may be things like that, like internships, apprenticeships. There could be stuff like that in your area right now, here today. But if you never go look for those things, you don't know. You don't know they exist. And so with that, you're like spinning your wheels. You're just like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I want a job, but I don't know what's there. And so you have to go. I have no other advice in that realm except you have to go find it. And people don't like going to look for things. And what's going to set you apart is that you actually go look for things. You go find the solution. That's what we do. That's what we do. And if we can't find the solution, we build the solution. 9 times out of 10, we're building the solution, right? Well, sometimes we find it and then we tweak it and then we make it work. So, I mean, it's a thing that exists. So I'm doing a lot of rambling, but I also want you to know that, like, there's no better time than the present to start applying. But make sure that you have a couple of projects. Make sure that you could talk about those projects. And once you have at least 2 of them and you feel like okay, I have a website or I have a web page. It's got some JavaScript on it. It's got some HTML and CSS. I'm doing all the things. Once you feel like you're there and you're like, okay, I know how to use my text editor, go in there, create a new file, create a new project. I know, like, I'm gonna need a folder for any pictures I'm gonna have. I know how I'm gonna lay out, how I'm gonna put everything in my code editor. I know that the first thing I need to do is create this page first for a website. I know that there's like the whole doc type and the HTML stuff. Once you can say that you're like, okay, I've built a thing and I know kind of like the pieces of it, I think you're in good hands. But I will say this, like, just start applying and let other people tell you no first. A lot of time we tell ourselves no. And I have a video about telling yourself no and to stop telling yourself no. So, you know, it's so difficult to do because we deprive our own selves, but that's a whole nother subject. Anyways, and I've talked about it in another video. I'm linking that down below as well. I'm giving you all types of content. What you need, I got it. Okay, you know, I'm the supplier here for right now. So, I just want to let you guys know that. Just start applying after you've researched and you feel you're in a good spot. 2 projects, you've looked at the code, you've kind of analyzed it, you know what the code is doing, you can talk to somebody about the code, then you get online and you start actually submitting to those jobs that you've been looking at, daydreaming about, and doing research over. So that's when you start doing that. And once you start doing that, hopefully you'll start getting some calls in. And, you know, I'm going to be quite honest with you. It's going to be hard. You know, some tech recruiters are going to be like, oh, you don't have any work experience? Sorry. But then there's others that are going to be willing to even have a conversation with you. And those are the ones that you want to ask for feedback from. So anyways, I will leave you to that. And I really hope this was helpful to you guys. I know that a lot of times I don't have that straightforward yes or no, XYZ, 10 months, 12 years kind of option for you, but that's not what I've come to know being in this industry. So if that's what you're looking for, maybe you found somebody who has those straight up answers for you. I don't have it, so I'm sorry. But I will see you in another video, hopefully, and hopefully you enjoy. And, you know, just have a great night or day or weekend or like whatever it is. Maybe you're about to go on vacation. I don't know your life. Just have fun doing it. All right. I'll see you guys next time. I appreciate you all for watching, for subscribing. Thank you so much. And I will see you again soon. Bye.